Terry, how do we extend contract without risk of losing earnest money if more time is needed to find cash buyer? Your contract probably has, depending on what your LOI says, you might not be able to. You might not be able to keep from losing your earnest money. Let me share with you an experience that I had. I had a time when I was working to get an apartment complex in Ohio, and we had $25,000 earnest money down, and that was when I partnered with another one of Lance's clients. As a matter of fact, he provided the $25,000 earnest money, and because I didn't have it, I needed it, but that was a good partnership there. Anyway, the deal dragged out because the property owner had several properties all over the South and the Midwest, and he was buying properties, buying distressed properties, rehabbing them, and selling them. And it was a pretty good. This one had fallen out of contract 2 or 3 times, and by the time I found it, it was a darn good deal on it. The problem was he was such a lousy bookkeeper. He had everything merged together. He had like 8 properties, and he had everything merged together, and he was doing business out of one checking account. And he had people, you know, at all the locations pretty much stealing him blind, and he wasn't able to provide any of the information that we needed to get it done. You know, we couldn't really take it word of mouth, and he wasn't able to get us the documentation, and it just fizzled. It just fizzled out, and time passed by, and this other person, this person who had provided the money for me, who ended up being a good friend and still is, said, I'm really sorry, but I need that money to pursue another deal that I've got pretty hot. And so I understood completely. And I called the title company that was holding the money, and I said, my investor needs to back out and needs his money. Would you please, send him the check? And so, sure, they did. Well, apparently in Ohio, it's not incumbent upon the title company to notify the owner that the earnest money is no longer in the account. I don't know if that is true everywhere, but as it turned out, the deal stayed live even though there was no earnest money left in the account. I didn't feel it incumbent upon me to tell them, and apparently the title company didn't either. So the deal could have gone on through just fine. So that's one thing about the earnest money. And where was I? Without risk of losing earnest money. The other thing, back to the LOI about the earnest money, what we generally see in there is that the earnest money is safe until the end of the due diligence or the inspection phase. And when I say safe, that means you can take it out, walk away from the deal and get your money back. Usually at the end of the financial period, the inspection period, it goes hard, and that means it's non-refundable at that point. You know, you could change the wording in your LOI so that it doesn't go hard until contract time. That might fly. Another thing is that when you ask for your extension, you may offer to let some of the money go hard. I know Lance had another, Lance was kind of in competition on the biggest deal he ever flipped. There was a lot of competition for this property, and they ended up, they let their earnest money go hard, and I think they even had an offer to where they were going to, and he's recommended that people do this too, if it's a great deal and the seller is balking and they need an extension, to even offer another amount of money, maybe equal to the original earnest money, perhaps not, but offer them some more non-refundable money to that. But generally speaking, you can, go ahead and ask for, if you put it in there that you get the 30-day extension, you might put wording in there or have wording in there that your earnest money will not go hard, or you can ask them